Hey everyone, here today to talk about supply and demand, supply curve meeting demand curve, and ultimately how prices are created in a market-based economy. So let's go ahead and get started. Alrighty. So um, basically, here we see a supply and demand graph. Okay, you'll see the red line represents the supply curve. Okay, and the blue line represents the demand curve. Okay, now we've graphed these separately. Okay, but now we see an actual graph of both of them kind of over here. So basically, how prices are determined in a market-based economy is where the supply curve and the demand curve meet. Okay, this point is called equilibrium. Okay, so market equilibrium, all right, is a situation that occurs when quantity supplied and quantity demanded for a product are equal at the same price. Okay, now essentially what this means is both the suppliers and the demanders are happy. Okay, this is the happy place where both parties are happy. Okay, because obviously if you look at the supply curve, okay, obviously, you know, the people, the businesses or the suppliers, they will love to supply their goods and services here, for the maximum amount of money. But the people who are demanding things, they would not. Okay, obviously the people that are demanding things, okay, they would love to buy things that are really cheap. Okay, so for instance, right here, if that was the price, that people would love to buy that. Okay, but we live in a world where both people have, or both parties have to be happy, and so where these two curves meet, that is the happy place, that is the equilibrium. Okay, now if there's ever a price, okay, that is not at equilibrium, that is known as disequilibrium. So for instance, here you see the graphing of equilibrium. Both parties are happy. But let's say the price of a certain good or service is right here. Okay, then we see the price intersects the demand curves in different spots, and that is not a happy place to be. That is known as disequilibrium, and you either have surpluses or shortages at that price. Okay, so let's continue on. So I just said that whenever a price is not at equilibrium, you're going to have either a surplus or you're going to have a shortage. Okay, so let's just say right here that we're looking at maybe a minimum wage graph. Okay, the equilibrium price for teenage kids is going to be $5. Okay, let's imagine the government says, you know what, teenagers need to make more money. We're going to mandate that all teenagers get paid $10 an hour, which sounds really awesome, but we're going to see there's going to be an issue. Okay, because right here you see we have equilibrium, everyone's happy. But if you look at what would happen if it was at $10, you're going to see, okay, there we have the demand for teenage labor, and here's going to be the supply of teenage labor. So you're going to have lots of teenagers that want to work, and they're going to definitely want to supply their labor. Okay, but the bottom line is that businesses aren't going to have a demand for that much, and so right here, this gap here is going to be you're going to have a surplus of workers. Okay, because even though there's going to be a lot of people that want to work, the bottom line is that at $10 an hour, there's not going to be enough businesses that want kids to work at that price. And so you're going to be in disequilibrium and you're going to have a surplus. And down here, same thing will exist. Different scenario, you could have actual shortages, okay, if something's in disequilibrium. And you're going to work with more minimum wage and rent control to kind of understand, what is a surplus and what is a shortage, okay?